Good morning. It is a lovely morning here again, but it was a chilly morning. I woke up to 54 degrees this morning, which was refreshing, but a little chilly, especially for July. I do want to tell you about and show you how to make a certain product. And I used this product for the first time last night. Yeah, it's shampoo. I made my own shampoo. And this is no mousse, no hairspray, no gel, nothing. Just the shampoo that I made and then a vinegar rinse that I made. I actually have two recipes, even though I only used the one. So I will talk to you in a little while and I'll show you how to do that. Well, we are going to start with the shampoo that I used last night. And it is just a little bit after 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, so you can see that my hair is still doing really well. Like I said, there's no hairspray, there's no hair gel, there's no mousse, there's nothing. It was just the shampoo and the vinegar rinse that I used. That's it. So, yeah, and it's really humid here, so, yeah, I'm a little warm. Anyways, what you're gonna need is 1/4 cup of coconut milk, and this is canned coconut milk. So if you open up your can and it's really thick still, you need to put it into a glass jar, warm it for like 15 to 30 seconds in your microwave, and get that mixed up so that it's not thick, so it's a liquid again. And 1/3 cup of, I am using the Castile soap that is the baby shampoo. It's called baby unscented soap. The reason I'm using this is because this is the one that does not include any essential oils in the soap. His others have, you know, like lavender. Well, yeah, there's lavender essential oils in it. And I would rather just add my own. So that's why I get this one, because there is nothing in there but the pure soap. And the other thing we're going to need is some vitamin E oil. You can also use olive oil or almond oil. You need to be careful with those though, because depending on your hair type, if you have very thin flyaway hair, that will probably leave your hair too greasy. If you have thicker, coarser hair, you will probably be very happy with those. And then 10 to 20 drops of your choice of essential oils. And that's all it takes. I mean, easy peasy. So I'll just go ahead and show you, because it's going to take a second. So all we are going to do is take our coconut milk, which is going to be 1/4 cup. And like I said, this is the canned. This is not the kind that you put in your, you know, you buy in your dairy section. And 1/3 cup of the pure Castile soap. You can also use, if you prefer, a baby shampoo, but you're probably going to have chemicals and additives in that also. We are going to add 1 teaspoon of vitamin E. And we're just going to mix that up. Now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to add this to my, I forgot my funnel back here. Okay, to my bottle, and then I will add the essential oils. Now I only made a small batch, and the reason why I did that is because, one, if this does not work well for you, you don't want to be wasting money, you know, wasting stuff that you're not going to use. But what you might need to do is adjust the amounts. You might need more coconut milk and less of the soap, or vice versa. So I'm just going to add 20 drops of essential oils, and that is that. we are all done. That's all it takes. Now I do want to give you a little word of warning. This is going to need a little bit of a shake every time you go to use it, but this is perfectly safe for you to keep in your shower. But don't be like shaking it like this because it's just going to foam all up. You just want to do a gentle little, just like that. That's it. And it'll be blended. And that is all you need. I am very happy with it. Okay, now for our vinegar rinse, all we're going to use is water and apple cider vinegar. And depending on how big your spray bottle is, because you do need a spray bottle and mine isn't very big, that is going to determine the amount. The recipe says 1 cup of water to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So I'm just going to use a half a cup of water to 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And that's all we do. We just add it together and put it in our spray bottle. Now this particular rinse, that's all you do. After you have shampooed your hair, you just go ahead and you've rinsed your hair and you just spray this on and then you will rinse it again. But that's all we're doing. We're just putting this into this spray bottle. And you can just spray this on your hair when you're in the shower, in the tub, wherever you happen to be washing your hair, and then rinse again, just like you would conditioner. So this is supposed to help to return the pH balance back to normal, but it's also supposed to help remove any leftover like oil residues and that sort of thing. So it's not an absolutely necessary step, but it's probably a good step. So anyways, I'll talk to you in just a little bit. For our second shampoo recipe, and now I do want to tell you, I have not tried this. I will, but I haven't yet. But it sure does seem nice because you actually need to make a tea. And you use fresh lavender and rosemary. And talk about a wonderful smelling combination. So let me show you how to do that. Now for this particular one, we are going to need 1 cup of boiling water because we are literally going to make a tea. So what I did is I took that rosemary and the lavender and I put 2 tablespoons in a bowl. You can see here, lavender and the rosemary. And we are going to take 1 cup of boiling water. We're just going to put it in this, and we are going to put a cover on it and let this seep for about 1.5 to 2 hours. Now, I've already done that, so here it is. So what we need to do is we need to strain this now. So I just have some cheesecloth over my measure cup here. We're just going to take that, and then we are just going to lift up on this so that we can squeeze out as much of the water from the herbs as possible. And here we have our tea. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to take 1/4 cup of any natural soap base. And I'm going to be using my Castile soap. So I'm going to take 1/4 cup and add that to it. Then I am going to take 1/2 teaspoon of grapeseed oil. And then we are going to add 20 drops of essential oils. Now what I have decided to do is I am going to add some lavender, some lemongrass, and some peppermint. Each one of these have properties that will help with your hair and scalp. So since it's 20 drops, I figured that I would just do 6 and 6 and 8. That way I have 20. So I'm going to do 6 of the lemongrass and 6 of the peppermint. And then I am going to do 8 of the lavender. Do you hear that noise in the background? That is my new washing machine. Yep, the gentleman just left as I was going to begin to tape this. We are just going to mix this up. So, again, because there is essential oils in this, you need to use a glass container. That's just a smart thing to do. And this is our herbal shampoo. So when you go to use this, because you can see just by that little bit of movement that I did, they're starting to foam, you just need to go like this. That's all you need to do. It won't foam up too much. So anyways, that is the recipe for this herbal shampoo. And I hope that you will give one of these a try. I think that you will like it. Today's devotion comes in part from Right from the Heart Ministries. And our verse today is Exodus 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. I have a question I want to ask you, and I would like you to ponder it in your heart. And that is, what is most important in your life? This is how one gentleman named Patti answered this question on his blog. Most important in my life is cultivating the ability to help people be happy and to relieve them of the suffering they experience. My number one aspiration in life is to leave each person I interact with at least a little better off than when I found them. He goes on to say, sometimes this means taking a lot of time to help someone. Many times it means simply making eye contact and smiling as others walk by. This effort is so important to me because I have become acutely aware how much pain I feel when I have done things that contribute to the suffering of other people, and how much joy I feel when I help someone be happy and or suffer less. The ability to help people be happy and suffer less is what I call true love, which I think has 3 essential components: kindness, compassion, and equanimity. Now, I'm not here to dispute this man's answer to that question. I just wanted to use it as an example of how someone might answer that very question that I have posed to you. Now, as for our question, what is the most important to you? Whatever is the most important, that is really your God. If your answer was family, success, money, possessions, power, happiness, or something similar to this gentleman's, that has become your most important value. You see, when it's anyone or anything besides God, it is a God with a little g. And our value orientation gets out of whack. When we start from the wrong place, we always wind up lost and confused. Do you realize that every single person in this world has values? Now, they may not be good values, but they have values nonetheless. You don't often think about it, but criminals and drug lords have values. And even Hitler had values. Confusion about values comes because man starts in the wrong place with himself. We're filled with a culture of many people that are seeking to do what is right in their own eyes. And it has led to chaos, morally, spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. To have our values correct, we must start with God's number one commandment: you shall have no other gods before me. God says, start with me, put me first, and all other values have a way of falling into place. It's the key to having the right values. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And God wants no other gods to be worshipped alongside of him or in addition to him. He alone is to be worshipped, and he alone is worthy of worship. So God bless, and I will talk to you tomorrow.